at the hour mark. That gives them some confidence. Not that they need confidence on a draw going into the game at the weekend where they try to be in the FA Cup. For us, yeah, we could do the whole, yeah, our minds are in PSG and they are, but I'm pretty sure the players and Mikel Arteta won't be happy with where they were defensively. You know, a couple of players that got their opportunities today, especially Raheem Sterling, did not take it, didn't take his chance. Martinelli brain dead decision making in the first half. We don't know where Benjamin White and Merino is, but where Merino is definitely missed. Commiserations to Timber, who fought a valiant effort, I feel, to keep the ball in and cross the ball for Martinelli. Martinelli also had a good cross that drew a good save from Henderson. Spy margins, but 13 losses, 13 draws, apologies. And again, more points dropped from winning positions, different contexts and all of those kind of things. That is something we need to eradicate if we want to get to the next level. There's been too many times this season, some are harsher than others, where we've taken the lead, been in a position of leading, and we shot ourselves in the foot. I do think early in the game, you could see it was a game. I think Palace was set up very well off the ball in their back three, back five. And our defenders had a lot of joy. Our midfielders were having to go backwards, etc. I would say my man of the, well, there's no man of the match, but my man of the match would be Partey. I would give it to Partey. I think Thomas Partey did well. I think Kivior did well. I think Timber did well. Not to Demlock's level, but I think Lewis Skelly did well. I think we looked like we had a bit more about us when Saka came on. I think Raheem Sterling was dead. I think it's romantic that both teams who are good at dead balls and set pieces ironically scored their first goals via such. But ultimately, football's decided in both ends, man. If you don't defend well enough and you don't take your half chances, we're in trouble. I don't agree with anyone that blames Raya, because Raya's anticipating a pass. Again, that's how we set up. Saliba's dilly-dallied on it, and that's why it's 2-2. 13 draws. When we're looking at everything to review this season, 13 draws, absolute madness. I've lived in a day and age where 12 draws won you the league. 13 draws can't win you a league. So, yeah, it's disappointing, but all we can do is turn our attentions to Paris Saint-Germain. We're not playing midweek. We're not playing at the weekend. We've obviously played midweek. Yeah, man. Jarring. Shout out to Trossard, because what's that? Eight goals. 8 goals in the league, 10 in all comps. But, man, jarring there at the office. Odegaard was just as bad as Sterling. He got an assist, so how did that work? And that's like, we don't need to lie, bro. Like, man are sitting there and saying Saliba's been mad terrible for a while. Odegaard was worse than Sterling. I'm not saying to gas Saliba or whatever, but I see Van Dijk make mistakes frequently. Doesn't mean he's not a world-class player, a top-class player. Saliba's having his slowest season this year, and he did make a mistake against Madrid. But again, the numbers of him playing well to playing poorly, clearly he saved us a lot more. Raya made some big saves as well, hail him up. We don't need to lie, bro. Like, we don't. Odegaard, we're still not seeing that crazy form. A step in the right direction off the back of Ipswich. Got an assist. Apart from that, there's nothing to scream and shout about. Partey was cold. Vic Rice, was a 5-6 out of 10. It is what it is, man. Credit to Palace, though. They showed resilience. It is what it is. We don't need to tell lies. Mateta, great impact for them. Poor defending from us. And you know what? You could see that we were going to concede that. Palace should be disappointed tonight. We should be disappointed in ourselves. Indirectly, Palace should, but they should feel like they could have nicked 3 points here. You could feel when we are going to make a mistake. Felt like it the whole match. Yeah, it did. Whatever, night DJ and chat. Chris, one love. These men must turn up against PSG now, or I swear heads will roll. Jarring, man. 13 draws, mate. If anyone is going to score, it's Palace. How many points dropped from winning positions is that now? No clue. Far too many, mate. Far too many. Far too many. And Martinelli's decision making in the latter stage of that game. What are you doing, lad? Ah, well. Both teams had one eye on other competitions. League is over. DG, 18 points dropped from winning positions. 9 of our 13 draws have been when we've been leading. But people just want to blame refereeing decisions or red cards. We need to learn about these fine margins. There's so much. Obviously, we need to sign strikers, wingers, get players out, bring players in, and all of that kind of jazz. But there's so much we need to arrest on a footballing field. We need to clearly move the ball quicker. I don't know how Arteta does it, But if you take the lead 9 times out of 10, we need to win games. I'm expecting a lot of clubs to be looking at Gasly in the summer. He's been linked with a few like Leipzig in that. It's a nice reminder, shows the difference a 9 can make, and it's why we should be excited about addressing it in the summer. I don't know about excited, but I want to just get us forward, man. They treated it like an exhibition match, right? Cool, just make sure you win the Prem. You can see both teams had an eye elsewhere, but it's all about winning. I wouldn't say the momentum is halted, but yeah, if we don't finish second, Arteta out. And that's another thing. We're indirectly drawing ourselves out. If you are looking over Arsenal's shoulder where Champions League places are concerned, I'd say the only positives for me would be Thomas Partey and Kivior. Our fullback still all right. Ryan made 1-2 saves, but 2 sloppy goals. Very sloppy goals. And we could have conceded more in the second half. Very fortunate, actually. And we didn't do what needed to be done in the final third. Spurs fan Deluded and Curtis are the only ones worth stopping by for big ups and lol Arsenal. Ez, big up yourself. Saliba mops up, but 1 free kick can't help Odegaard. These men are clearly playing at half effort, checking back. Is what it is tonight. It was just a ticking over thing. Saliba, bad mistake. You don't make mistakes right now though, as the leader of the back line. I hear that, but it's football, innit? People are going to make mistakes. Odegaard's been middle season. Saliba had a couple mistakes this season, stopped the agendas. Minor stopped the Odegaard agendas. It's proper nasty. He got an assist. He had a poor season overall, but come off it. We need him on point for these next 2 games. Smash the likes. I don't buy draws, only big bits. Why my team always come with draws? You're moving mad. I'm scared for next week. As I said, we're bipolar. We go with the win, not consistent. I think everyone's excited and also anxious about the Paris Saint-Germain game, but they're going to have to get their act together. They're going to have to fix up, man. There's no way around it. Like, 13 draws is going to have to be looked at, but Mikel Arteta, the recruitment and the coaching stuff, because we can't, like, you're never going to win, unless it's some crazy year, you're never going to get away with 13 draws and 18 points dropped from winning positions. Okay, cool. Some we can allow, that does happen, but come on. We're not going to get to where we need to get to, and we know all our eggs are in the Champions League basket because that's the only thing we can kind of salvage, but boy, it just shows we're our own best friends and worst enemies, man. Nice to see Trossard continues his goal scoring form. And obviously, big up Kivior. He deserves that. Been in a sweet run of form. You know, he'd be the one you'd probably expect mistakes to happen. And it's been Saliba in 2 of the last 3 games. But it is what it is. Saliba, so just needs to do that. Just wake up, bro. Big up yourself, T. Appreciate the super chat. Big up to you and your dedication, my man. Thank you for your support, my dude. Where's Marino and Ben White? I'm sure Mikel Arteta is going to be asked about it. And I'm sure that presents us with an opportunity to speak about it tomorrow. I'll probably be live. Maybe like anything from 11:30 to 1 a.m. will be live. Yeah, man. They're scaring the women, broski. They have to fix up. You're moving mad. We were always going to draw all these games after the summer. Can't still be surprised by it. Why is Ranieri not starting this game? I don't know, but Sterling was abysmal. Marino being rested. Ben White probably down again. It's not just personnel. The slow build-up means we can score enough, and we are now vulnerable defensively. Do you mean can't score enough? The current style of play by Arteta is not working in the league. He has to change something next season. Trust. DG, pleasure to watch with you again, even though we're disappointed. Hit the likes, people. Arthur, it's always a pleasure, man. I can't guarantee positive results, but I'll be here with you lot. On second thought, maybe it's good we give Liverpool that guard of honor so they never forget. Bro, Liverpool deserves their guard of honor. Like, forget the ego thing. End of the day, this is sport. They won. Not just Arsenal. Whoever has to run Liverpool, their guard of honor, run that and just keep it moving. If you didn't want to run the guard of honor, you would have won the league, innit? So let the pain fuel you and go again. It can't hurt more. No, like even if people wanted to go down that route, Liverpool guard of honor cannot hurt more than last season, where I'm sure as these lot came into the Emirates, because mathematically on the same day City and Arsenal could win it. I'm sure there was replica Premier Leagues and podiums and that. Doing that before a game can't hurt more than last season, and it should be fuel you in it. I wonder if Saliba is feeling jaded. Probably. But end of the day, you just made a stupid mistake. Dilly-dallying on the ball. Thought you were whacked tonight. Palace could have had a hatful if they had good forwards. Genuinely believe you've gone backwards this season. Neutral. I hear that. Can't disagree. You know, you look at what we're doing. People want to fight me when I say I don't think we're at the same high levels defensively. There's too many lapses in concentration. A lot of our goals, obviously, goals are going to get conceded. Every goal is avoidable. I'm not saying our defense is elite, but the theme this season has been just lapses and concentrate, like cheap goals being conceded. At moments, you can't afford for that to happen. Pardon me, fine margins. We didn't start our best team, so yeah, we'll be ready for PSG. I hear that, man. All we can do is that, isn't it? But these lot have a couple of days to sit and soak in that Crystal Palace result. And obviously, after the high of beating Real Madrid, drawing, well, it's been 2 draws in the Premier League, give or take. Well, 2 draws sandwiched in between the Ipswich win. And it comes back to the size of the squad, I feel, man. Players are probably jaded. There's poor form from certain individuals. Not really match going winners this long, man. Last season was nasty work. Last season can't exactly, it was nasty work. It can't hurt more than like doing that before their game can't hurt more than last year. Because last year, at least go in when you're doing that for Liverpool. You know you can't win it. Liverpool, last season, as much as you know City were in the driving seat, you could sit there and think to yourself, boy, maybe if we, you never know. Odegaard and Martinelli must be addressed. Decision making, man. I've been saying this in general football chats. Imagine Arsenal with Rice and Wharton in midfield would be illegal levels of Wharton played very well today. Very well today. Would love him. The problem is, I know we spent 100 odd million quid on Declan Rice, but Wharton's gonna cost 100 odd million quid. And we probably got a lot to do. Last season one better than this year. I dare Arteta to bottle the Champions League. Careful, there's 4 good teams in there. Thank God it's PSG and not Villa in the semis. Emery would have played the nastiest mid-block ever. We sold and loaned out the goals that turned these draws into wins. Nelson and Ketia, Smith Rowe, Fabio. Those are the goals we let go. 6 points dropped from winning positions in our last 4 matches. Could have at least kept Liverpool honest. But Odegaard and Martinelli can't have another season like this or else they should be moved on. We do need a top A team and B team, or a suitable B team at the very least. The water was cold at halftime because some players brain freeze. Yeah, the way we came out in the second half sums it all up. We weren't at the levels in the second half. Lucky not to lose today, to be fair. Very lucky. But it is what it is. Serious analysis needed in the end of the season. Hopefully they have all the bozo genes from their system. PSG is far away. In reality, no one had to be rested today if we wanted. Guard of honor is minor, considering you've never been in the race. People making too much out of it. No one cares, as if you were never going to win the league, so it's a minor to give it and say fair play to Liverpool. I hear that, and at the end of the day, forget all of that, bro. It's sport. Like, that is sport. Like, Liverpool top is what it is. Like, it's too much ego. I trust this team to go all the way in the champs. What is trust? I can't even be bothered for that. Appreciate the super chat though, my boy. More progressive passing, and for teams like Palace, no need for Timber. You need an overlapping right back. We are far too easy to defend against. You didn't think Timber was overlapping today, or we also don't create enough for our lackluster attack. If we finish 4th, is it an embarrassment? Yep. If City surpass us and get second in the Prem, it'll be embarrassing. We need someone in the middle who can drop a shoulder and take a man out of the game. Oh, the God. In games like this, you don't need Rice and Partey. Let's pray for the Champions League, guys. Let the boys wake up. We have the Champions League this year. Defense win titles is a myth, but get us some attackers. You wouldn't take Wharton. Wharton's an absolute Bobby Dazzler, mate. What happened to Saliba this season? This guy's just costing us points. I mean, we're overdoing it. He's had 2 mistakes, but that's life, man. When you set yourself those high standards, I don't blame fans. I mean, we've got no choice but to focus on the champs. There's nothing else. Obviously, we have to fulfill the league, Premier League fixtures, and that's about it, mate. I hope we can do what we can do in the champs, and then is what is 18 points dropped is nasty, bro. There's only so much you can blame injuries and all of that kind of stuff from. It's dark. It's nasty. We have dropped points in 9 games from winning positions. There are good teams in the champs. No guarantee we can win it. See that Martinelli, I have nothing against him, but if we're very serious, he should be a substitute next season. Wharton needs another season at Palace. He isn't ready for the big boys yet. Title gone 3 years in a row. We move the ball too slow, and in transition, when we catch teams, we hesitate or pass backwards and let teams get defensive shape. Very annoying. Could have played our strongest team if we wanted, but it is what it is, man. Wharton is not that great. He's all right. Don't need to be great. Just need to be a decent midfielder. People once upon a time would have said the same about Rice. Wharton, I think Wharton's cold. I'm not here to say he's top. And I think Wharton's cold. Oh, mate. What a silly game from us, innit? Couldn't well, I can't say it was coming, but you knew it was coming, man. There was too much lapses in concentration way before the goals went in. I know our defense is good because we don't lose many games. Our attack needs Jesus resurrect them, man. In the usual context, demanding Arteta win the Champions League is unreasonable, but given we have not won enough significant for time and lost out on the league 3 seasons now, he must no excuses beat PSG. We still have one Champions League title. That's how we have to focus it. I mean, there's nothing else to focus on but that. Some wanted Villa. We'll see how 3 players were around Saka. We were forced to depend on Martinelli of all people. Emre would easily progress. If we get Gyökeres, I don't want to see him dropping all the way into midfield just to pass to the centre back. How about a creative midfielder progress the ball? The squad is too small and lacks depth. I escaped the pain today. I went to the gym instead. I knew this would happen. 1 point. Right, you know Arsenal progressed if we're getting buoyed for drawing, though. I can't lie. That's been a theme this year. Bearing in mind, we got deeper issues with the amount of draws, but if we're getting buoyed for drawing, and it does feel like a defeat, but yeah, like I said, I dare Arteta not to win the Champions League. Boy. Well, we got PSG next. Then we got Bournemouth at home, then PSG away, then Liverpool away, then Nottingham Forest at home, then Southampton away, and then that's that for the 2024-25 season. Demanding to win the Champions League is not unreasonable. This squad clearly gave up on the league a long time ago. Gyökeres is getting none of the space that he gets in Portugal. Man needs to adapt. Raya playing left back is mad. I'm sorry, but how do you lot watch how we just played football and blame refs and injuries on us being the pure reason we didn't win the league? We weren't good enough. Smash the like button even to give a proper challenge to Liverpool. The squad is too small and management failed this season. But cannot believe I'm seeing people talking bad about Wharton. If you're sending Partey off, I'd have him